The Kha'Zix angle here is that Kha'Zix is really good 1v1 into the Viego. You pretty much win at every single level in terms of the 1v1. It's an old school counter pick that I've heard Broxah talk about a lot in the past. So it's a nice angle to go for. I'm a big fan of it. If you have likes being lane swapped on more than Baus here, right? I think Camille's a lot more counterplay under tower and tower dives.
True.
And you can see he doesn't have anywhere to go, and now he's getting flashed from the jungle.
He's got no summoners. This time DOS won't miss, but the Vault Breaker is not blocked. Now the flash matched out and still a root down. First blood's going to go over to Ricklick, and excuse me, it's an easy first blood in the end.
Yeah, Baus is looking for a play to make and walking into his own jungle because he's frozen on a top side. Ends up getting collapsed on BKR, and Reckless is here.
He is. He's going to get a double pulverize up. Velia hovers over the wall, waiting patiently ever so. The isolated damage because the Viego is by himself. Now helped out by DOS, but away! Reckless separates jungle from...
Yeah.
It's just me. Maybe it's just my brain.
And don't worry, we'll roll like that, mate.
Good pulverize again. Deadly Flourish doesn't connect. Bushi chains of corruption onto Reckless, who doesn't have his ulti. Could be in trouble. This cow is flashed away from the hail of arrows. DOS gets a follow-up. Crowny steps up, but it's a flash match. Bushi gets a kill. Now Crowny has to get out the same way that Reckless wanted to. He's going to cleanse, and immediately he runs for his life. DOS just going to be the afterthought. Over to Vive. Vive's a pretty good turret pusher. One thing people don't talk about a lot is that auto-attack reset for any top lane feels nice.
Yeah, I mean, I think Grubs is useful.
Pro play Kha'Zix. Neutral objectives that are in singular, it's so satisfying watching it go down in like without any soul. It's probably not Chemtech. Baus, he jumped in. Is it a mistake though? Shigenda waits patiently. Baus is going to ulti. He's caught out. Rylek is behind him. Hextech ultimatum trapped him. He flashes to the edge. Saved by Velia, and Rylek committing fully. He'll get a reset, but Velia is waiting on top. A great scatter of the week. An isolation. And behind Nemesis stands to cover his jungler.
Yeah, the managed pit is 1-for-1. So there's going to be no cross-map play outside of taking tower. And this will matter for Feet if LR can secure it. It looks like DOS is trying to defend.
He's isolated. Scatter of the week. Flash, but he flashes towards the enemy. A minion taking the process because Oman has decided to teleport in. Solar Flare to buy time, but Oman has no ulti. We just watch him use it as now up against a dying turret. A curtain will call. Oman will fall, and a double over to Velia breaks them all.
But look at mid lane. They're matching the seed. They're cross-mapping with a Rift Herald versus the overload of Los Ratones down in bot side. So it is first blood turret. First brick turret for BKR.
And another one to bite the dust as well. It's a good point. It's a 5. We're watching this team as Nemesis going to take a turret while Dragon is started by BKR. Velia had a lot asked of him, yeah, but they're not going to commit to it. Third Dragon is given over to BKR, but top turret is opened up. A gold lead for Los Ratones, and after all the chaos as well, they're looking for a little bit more to take away in the jungle. In fact, trying to initiate for the inner top too.
Yeah, they're pushing in mid and then heading up top side to threaten the tower with their 2 grubs. They cross-mapped off of the Dragon rather than contesting because they already have the first 2. They don't need to contest the third if they don't want to, and they can play for more gold. Play for future item spikes and scaling on Nemesis, maybe get him to 2 items as well.
We need to look at bot because Baus is in no man's land, but he's even further than that. He's been caught out, and Rylek on top of him. Hextech ultimatum going to be buffered, but Baus, what a classic. He's going to die for the 3rd time, opening up bot with it as well.
Yeah, it's a disaster.
Oman should have a second item as well.
Yeah.
This turret is going down.
Oman has been funneled a lot of gold.
He has, but ever so slowly though. The zone control hurts, and Nemesis has enough mana to play with. Reckless gets in his way. Atakan drops. Rylek on the outskirts, another good scat of the week, a deadly flourish. Crowny's low on mana though, as Rylek cannot get the stun down. Nautilus gameplay and Renekton line up at all. I can see that there is no resemblance there at all. Yeah. All in. Oman has found Baus, and Baus is going to ulti him, but Oman still has an ulti of his own. Separates and now has a range with lethal tempo. Baus flashes almost. The fact that it was close. You're right. Yeah, 2 dragons for 2 dragons and a small gold lead. I mean, ROG, this is an opening game that, again, has a lot of...
Still, very, very important. Shigenda's going to be able to hit the tower as well here. And now it's a question of, can they match BKR? Can they defend?
Scatter the week again, a little bit short. Baus is going to face check into Shigenda. Might be caught out. Hextech ultimatum used at the back of the pit while Dragon is ignored. Instead, they'll find the kill. They want Shigenda, but he's over the side. Scatter the week, though, was massive. Was it a game breaker, though? As Velia looks for his escape. Heartbreaker and the wall misses, and Reckless finds them all. Crowny's got a 4th shot. Save for the Viego. Baron themselves here. That miss, that narrow miss, has led to Los Ratones finding that flash engage was so clean. You know, again, he's reliant. When he sees the angle, he takes it, and Crowny gets to clean up the rest. About a 4K gold lead with Jewel to go on top of that as well. It's going to help open up mid-turret.
So Los Ratones' plan here is going to be, let's take the tier 2s. This Baron.
With Baron, right? Scatter the weak again. Dos will corner down. 4 shot onto the turret. Chains of Corruption land, but Reckless is going to ulti. Here's a curtain call. Have Los Ratones gone too deep is the question people ask, but no. Another scatter the weak. Nemesis champion gets an execute, and Syndra cannot be given over, cannot be taken lightly, as again the scatter the weak layers down, and BKR hit with the orbs of deception, of deceit, of powerful ruse that Nemesis has walked into the base with.
BKR, they contest the tier 2. They were just trying to play slowly to defend. Maybe force Los Ratones to use some tools so they can't siege tier 3.
They're not trying to end. They're not trying to end, are they? Scatter the weak again. Always a tool to think about. Shigenda didn't think too hard about it. He walks in and he might just be dead meat again and execute because there's no ult. Big moments coming through from jungle from mid in this game as Reckless. He's going to Hex Flash. He's going to be Hex Deck Ultimatum. He's popping away, so Shigenda's out. Chains of Corruption also used. Ulti popped out. Deadly Flash trying to zone Reckless. Might just be dying here, but look, the jungler hit by Bounce. He's going to unbreakable, unstoppable it. He gets out with a flash as well. Rylak is safe and free. Reckless got caught, and this is the point where I'd say good death, but...
I think they're kind of spaghettiing it a little bit here.
I mean, Oman just took a heavy chunk. There's lethal tempo, an ulti. Dos is now here. It's a bit spaghetti.
How did Alistair, the person with all the wards, how did Reckless die into them getting Dragon? Because Baus is
being chased forever. when you just
can't comprehend.
And now Shigenda in trouble. Failures ulted. He wants to take this 1v1.
Yeah, he wins
granted,
this.
He'll win this easily. A leap, an ulti, and a bit of help from Bushi is needed. Chains of Corruption now, never mind. Doesn't win it when there's that many people. Los Ratones need to calm down. And there's no pressure on the bottom side of the map. Crucially, that wave not pushing in. So BKR, as you said, that time participation is there as Velia over the side. Curtain call going to be used. Reckless gets them off the side. Oman's ulti's only a one-man, but Bounce is the target. A curtain call. Meanwhile, Reckless and Velia are taking on the world. Bushi going to be first to go. Shigenda going to go. Baron as well, resetting, while Brownie is picking them up one by one in the Wild West. This is how you play the finisher, the sequence. It'll be all right in the end because Los Ratones pick apart the pieces.
BKR, they start up the Nash. That Syndra ultimate did so much damage at the back end of that fight. I think Baus went a little bit too deep. Maybe, you know what, the space was actually good.
Good death, who cares?
Good death. And they find the win here.
Somehow, some way. A little bit of throwing in the past 5 minutes, but they finished what they started. The NLC's #1 seed, the defending champions, are on the board in the semi-finals first. This guy's good.
He's pretty good.
He's pretty good.
If for those who didn't see, he 1v2'd versus the AD carry and jungle, flashed forward, and then got out with the rune prison, not the rune prison down, the ulti to get away.
Yeah.
It was pretty clean.
No, it was.
But there's the Braum into the Nautilus. These are the 2 supports that were up. The Neferi, in any kind of position. The Nautilus is collapsing on him, though, because it's always really important to look at the crossmap. LR secure this.
On the Shigenda as well. Rylak's going to drop a ward. He's not far behind. Equalizer put down, immediate flash. Winter's Bite doesn't connect, but you get the Summoner. The wave as well. Even though it's neutralized out, Crowning and Reckless going to wait for the next while Dragon goes down. Bounce on the tier 3 wave. Oman has just Realm Warped here. He's going to shield up. Winds of War. I mean, that's a win. The wave is gone. Bounce is going to die here. Oman wants the kill desperately. First blood given over. But look at the play.
Invading here onto the level 5 Rylak. And the decision is that Braum Wukong does win this.
Trishop Barrage though does some poke damage. Rylak still not level 5. Cyclone there. That's the difference. Going invulnerable, yes, for the blue buff. But Reckless flashes over. The miscommunication. The follow-up from Velia will be a second Cyclone, but he's stretched line back in. Because Reckless went over, they need to hard commit, but Velia's burnt down. He's dead. A second kill going over, and BKR running with it, but Crowny wants to bring it back, and indeed he does. Rylak on the side with his ulti invested, but he knows he can't jump back in. A double to Crowny, and on this call.
No Cyclone for Velia. That's really, really important in this kind of fight.
But Dos is isolated for the time being.
Rylak has ulti.
Grub #2 is going to come down. I'm looking towards it. As you said, Rylak didn't use it last time, didn't want to commit to it, but now can. Triple grubs. LR showed up. As Rod of Ages gets picked up on the other side. That's my small tidbit while Dragon's going down. LR again. Dragon contest, not going to be there. And double
attention. And he's going to be on the map very fast because of the Hextech portals as well. Bushi should be fine here.
No, I don't think he is. He's going to be concussive, blowed out, and Crownie just sits under turret. Phosphorus bomb, kited with the autos. Crownie barriers, last turret shot, not enough. Death guns, help! DOS is going to get him. Oh my god.
They prefer to keep control around bots. It's like BKR. They're going to make a collapse onto bot side. Nemesis
walking up on the weak side of the map right now when no one's showing. And yeah, it is indeed. But the spiraling spear comes through. Nemesis dealing with the dive as best he can. But Shigenda tanks it up. While meanwhile, DOS could be in a shield of despair. Durant comes out
for the second. And then maybe play for Soul with a completed Rod of Ages. And that's your win con now if you're BKR. Keep more proactively. And now they're going to get the turret off of it after ganking Oman. Not going to be able to have enough gold for that Seras. I'm looking at his items. I was curious of what he'd buy. You know what I want to matter again?
What?
I want First Blood to matter again.
I mean, it counts in feats of warfare. I'm talking about feats of warfare, you know? The feats
I know,
the feat full of vigor. Now look at us.
Now you're jaded. Ult comes down with Nemesis.
No, I'm just talking about memes. There's could be one given over here. Reckless trying to interrupt. Rylak, though, he beats him to it. Nemesis is dead first. Reckless might be second. The damage is flying, and Reckless, the second cube, hits in the end. Rylak really gone. A knock-up needed here is damage for Crownie. That's thanks to the ulti from Ezreal. It is an engage, but who's nearby? Velia thinking about how he gets in, but a Realm Warp out, and only one away for the escape. Faust comes in from the flank. Lost Ratones again. Needs something desperately, but the Equalizer lines him down. Now scared. Drawn back in. Reckless immediately dead. Severing Bolt set up. Velia's ulti, great. Concaves together. BKR, the team fight, slowly losing away as Nemesis unscathed, untouched. And again, they're flanking angles. Did something for Lost Ratones to pick up three.
You know, in these team fights, Hwei not having as much like of a choke to play in because it's just a massive lane to play into. It's not ideal for Hwei, but the AoE managed to connect. Now, mid-tower falls, it looks like it's just going to happen.
Bushi can't defend it. Velia helps whack it down. Shigenda's making movement, but Reckless there to zone him off. The Unbreakable out, but the ult is more important. Shigenda in rotation will flash, but you know he's going to be dropping first. His Equalizer adds not too much. Bushi going to be silenced, slowed, feared, and hit down. Lost Ratones have a Baron, it just spawned, and Shigenda, that was a big mistake.
Can Shigenda spawn in time and TP to the fight?
No.
Absolutely not. So it looks like it's gonna be a turn from Baus.
Yeah, but it's a 5 versus 4. Baus gets hit hard, but remember this guy got some AP to play with. Reckless with the slow. Omon's in the middle of it as well as DOS is just waiting, maybe waiting to get knocked up, and Velia's gonna help seal the deal with the permafrost on top, and Crownie picking up the kill. Lost Ratones have enough health to think about.
Now, I feel like Lost Ratones, they've been hunting on these starts.
And on a ward, Rylak is now spotted out. Invulnerability down and out. Velia looking for a little bit more than that. The ult is spent. Velia isolated and dead. A shutdown of Shigenda is going to be the trade-off. Faust gets the Justice Punch. It's nice as Reckless is a new target, but he won't be found. DOS wants a dredge line. Not given over. A double kill over to Bowser's. And again, this is Hwei. I can't quote the exact game to you, but I just remember watching them.
Neferi's nowhere near here, so they're going to threaten and maybe push away the Neferi. But they're tweaking a bit, I feel.
Maybe worried about some of the range poke, I guess. But, you know, playing it safe, nothing wrong with...
They'll take a tier 2 at least.
And surely they'll move to match point.
Yeah. But again, no, this is nothing, not to take away anything from Lost Returners. I think they're phenomenally... Faust should be fine here.
He's the target. Equalizer. They're full committing to this. He flashes Justice Punch under turret, but it's a double taunt! It's a massacre disaster! Horrible encounter! Oh dear, with Elder, I don't know what the thought was, but he is a Magi's Galio. Probably don't do that again.
Yeah, cross map, onto the Nash, onto Bowsy with the Elder, but it just isn't enough. CC down the down, what are you going to do? And they find the pick. I think this should be game.
I mean, they're going to take it through 2 turrets. As Faust comes in. You're right, there's 30 seconds on Shigenda. Inhibitor at the very least. Velia now hovering, using this 1 Baron minion. And one gets to clear that, but not before the inhibitor drops down. Nemesis has TP, by the way, if it is going to end with this next push.
And they can just move into topside here. There's no bot lane push, no minions to work with there, so it could end up just being a double inhibitor. This is either double inhibitor or just a straight up ace and wipe and end.
Reckless connected onto Omon. There's the threat. Elder is now... No, it hasn't expired. Excuse me. Why did I speak? DOS gets chunked. True Shot Barrage blocked by Reckless. Double inhibitor. A dive in. Maybe this ends it because Rylak stepped too far forward. Cyclone up. Reposition onto Omon. Yes, a trade is big, but with Elder still ticking over, there's executes to be had. Velia jumps in. It's getting really messy, but surely Nemesis will clean it all up. Range necessary. Range easy for this mid laner of Los Ratones, but even under the turret, Elder Reckless gets a piece of the pie. Next turret going to be flying soon as Barrett's helping out the minions do work. You know what? This ending has not been clean, but it's been entertaining. It's been delicious. It has been a match point worth celebrating here as Los Ratones are in good spirits in a 2-0 start.
They took absolutely no risks on that end. They had 10 seconds left of the Elder as well, and they managed to fight.
Channa, you got one, and you get more lane dominance with this as well.
Yeah, you do. So it was like Milio or Karma potentially. I think Karma with the shielding and, like you said, the laning is a lot better. And it gives them a bit more team fighting. I think this comp dives. Look at this, level 1 Bushi.
It's tagged a little bit. Crowny.
Charm Flash coming out.
Maybe Sonic Wave, and there it is. Bushi thinking about, do I really flash here? No, Crowny gets first.
That's not happening, then the value of the pairing goes down. Rylek looking mid.
As you said,
good 2v2.
It's an option, but look, Value's coverage is perfect. Level 4 versus level 4, the least it needs a bit of autos. Going to get some lifesteal back. Half HP is the trade, a safeguard away. Meanwhile, Omon is just disengaging. Landing that W, Wind becomes lightning, and Rylek gets the kill. Really
goated combo. You can make picks onto mobile targets really well in the side lane as well. And that's where I'm really looking at how well do Nemesis and Velia play the side lane. Nice little body bop.
I was going to say make a trade from Shigenda, but
yeah, evens it out.
Gragas. And also Gragas has passive healing, so again, he can just do stuff like that, get a bit of healing himself. Shigenda tries to stomp forward, but he now has nothing. Bounce, if he can heal up and sustain body slam, barrel roll, the flash stone. Shigenda gets himself a grab.
Nemesis is really online here. Charm into E into a Lee Sin Q. There's a lot of potential for plays.
This is going to be a fight with Tiamat in hand as well. Look at Omon, but it's a turn. Immediately Nemesis pops the ulti. Double knock-up sent away as it's the first kill going over to LR. The jungler's down as Omon is isolated from the team, but he will get an execute. At least trying something here is a reset given over to Nemesis to get the jump. Bounces back, and it sets up for the solar flare, but a flash away is good from Nemesis. Omon, though, still at half HP with a blue buff, a red buff, and an auto attack. They want the dragon. They want it so badly, but they're zoned off. Charm does connect, though. Omon walked into it. Crowny up next. Dos gets the isolated damage, and you can see that the dragon's helping out, but Dos tries to play it slow. Reckless low on mana as well. At 400, this dragon goes from sketchy to dead.
It has to flash away, and then I think here was the charm. Nemesis once again landing the game-winning season.
And we're fighting again, and look, Nemesis does it again. Omon had a really good start of the fight, but now he's just died twice in succession. Double body slam with a Sonic Wave. Resonating Strike will not follow.
Dunnies over here. I mean,
he needs a wave.
He has ulti, but that's going to buy a limited amount of time.
If he levels up here, it'll be nice for the mana. He might be able to withstand Baus with an ulti. All you need is the wave to go down, but he won't get an option. He gets sent skyward.
Yeah, there's no counterplay to stacking up Q1, Q2 on Xin Zhao and then Eing on the target, unfortunately being so low. I mean, maybe Baus could have buffered his ulti.
But then the damage from the public execution with the Q that's guaranteed to hit.
I don't know if he had 3 amp tones before this, but it just looked like he died in rage. He died in rage, bought 3 amp tones out of base. No, but...
You notice that I used the information you told me, the Ambessa RQ.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, break it down.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, as teleport comes in, hang on. Wait. He does have full mana bar, it doesn't matter.
Ooh, he defends the Feat of Warfare, that's big.
Ooh, Nemesis countered his minions meanwhile as his Velia again. Kick available this time though. Tackle Barbs connects though, it's getting sketchy but a charm. Connects onto Dos as Nemesis damage not to be missed. The Golden Eclipse will not shine bright. Omon doesn't have any follow-up damage and LR get away with a kill again as Baus went a bit deep in top lane. Now Rylek is here waiting as the explosive cast, the wind becomes lightning, the range, Shigenda might be able to do it himself. Flash from Rylek though. Matches, here's another teleport by the way, trying to save what's left of top.
Oh, there goes the Feat of Warfare to fight despite the TP. And that's a second death by Baus in the span of a minute and a half. So the Feat of Warfare going to go over. That's boots completed, tier 3 boots if they want them from BKR. That's definitely by no means the game.
This is a good game though.
It is a good one.
12 kills, 10 minutes and... You know, it's nice. BKR are keeping up, and even though Omon got caught a couple of times, like, top is going well. It's Rylek, as I say that. Velia's on top of him. The kick away.
Nice
Tackle Barbs, though. Rylek's isolated. You're right. It's nice because all it takes is a Sonic Wave. Resonating Strike from Velia around mid. Now, because you're playing jungler, it's hard to rate junglers all of a sudden. He said that about top laner once upon a time. What would you say about this one? Because Baus is dead. Full rotation.
I think Shigenda's finally online in this.
Bar is zoned out by Nemesis on the right flank, but it's already gone. On the hunt, popped by Crowny.
Because this guarantees more time for their scaling.
Omon, no mana. All it takes is a charm. He's going to wait. He wants that rebuttal. He wants the bounce. He'll find it.
Wow.
Sonic Wave kited away from as well as the Solar Snare doesn't get its due. Velya wants another Sonic Wave. He won't connect with the low health turret, but he will hover around.
This meld pick is really breaking up the duo of Lee and Ari. However,
I mean, it might not matter. Root up
Wait,
those
hold a
Solar
minute.
Snare, and there you
Hold
go.
on.
Finally, an Eclipse worth watching.
so the way this duo works is you land the charm, and off of that charm on the CC target, you can land the full combo on Lee Sin, because the skill shot is hard to land in the first place. But the charm is really breaking down. Sorry, the reflect onto the charm is.
That's right, like in trouble. Explosive Cast gets him in the burst. The bounce is good as well. Reckless wants the root, and he'll find it. Bounce getting low, though. Rylak still not to be toiled with, but eventually with 3 people, it won't matter.
Really unpeelable. You have peel tools like Lee Sin kick.
Doing it again. Charm. The timing, great, but
Nice
he
kick.
can't stop the kick. Velya
Yeah.
comes in, another one, and this finally opens up that turret.
It's the sideline plays over and over again. I think BKR, they have to shadow this Mel a little bit more, because Mel is suffering versus the playmaking that they have with the CC.
You were literally just asking me, how do they stop sides, right? Like, I mean, for the side of BKR, talking about this Ambessa, they're hitting the other side of the map. That's their option.
Yeah. And playing with the Lee Sin Ari duo, specifically in silent, it really exploits the immobility of Oman.
On the hunt, Crowny gets the turret, and Rylak is also accompanied with it, which is nice to see the thematics. Is that it does feel like now with the buff that
Isn't going to kill the tab. We're going to do a significant chunk. And crucially,
on the hunt. Oh, Baus has found a flank. You got an explosive cast onto DOS, but it's a one-man Pop Blossom. Only onto Baus. Is it worth it? He flashes away while Oman is dealing with the deadly duo. Velya gets it again. Sonic Wave is going to be found, and he'll fly. The Lee Sin may be blind, but he ain't dumb. LR pick it apart. Shigenda, the strongest member left standing. And BKR have got their heads in their hands with how this series is going.
Velya absolutely flies. Baus tanks up the world. It's such a nice team fight. He doesn't die despite BKR putting their entire combination on him. And that's another T4 win. That's Dragon. That's Soul Point again for Los Ratones.
Maybe in Paris, but I don't think anyone be telling us what's going on after this.
I mean, Baus, he's so tanky at this point. Sleeper, right? They try to full combo him. They ulti. Bushi ults onto him as well, but they can't burst through the Gragas resist as well as the Karma shields. And then watch Velya fly here. He lands the kick, W over the wall, lands the kick, and just takes it, sends it full, and they run over the entire enemy team with the resets as well.
Clean stuff.
TPing. The question is it too late? Are they going to severe all the way again?
Well, they might, or they might just look for the turn themselves. Charm just out of range onto Rylak, but look, Baus comes in for the flank after Atakan's down. He gets picked off by Shigenda, but they need more than that. Baus still just taking up, and Omen gets a kill. It's nice after the explosive cast, because Nemesis ult in full swing. There's a Karma shield too, as DOS, how did he get here? Velya will take the free kill. Omen flashes away. The charm narrowly avoids. That time has definitely come a lot earlier than a lot of other games we've seen with this Sivir.
Yeah.
And now
trying to attack Baus, right? That's his angle. But the slipperiness, despite even missing the push, and then be able to face check here. The problem is in their composition, they don't really have anyone to do that.
Well, they're doing it anyway. It's onto Nemesis, but he ulties away. Charmed out as Rylak, and even though the Crescent Guard's out, a flash must be burned. Crowny will match it, though.
Sends it.
He has no fear, and he will get punished for it. DOS, Pop Blossom is great, but is it going to be enough? Shigenda finally got access to the backline, but his whole team sits dead. A triple deserved to Nemesis, and regardless of Crowny sending it, they're too damn far. This one's for the books. And I don't know what you said at the start of the day in our content fees. I ended up taking 3-0, 3-1. Oh, did you say BKR?
No, you know, we don't need to talk about
it. Baus, is he called out? Teleport. Might answer your question. A barrel roll, though, he does serious damage. Dulce is just going to lose his Celestial Blessing. Almost dead. Yes, he is. Pop Blossom, and Baus runs past him to take the next victim. Shigenda's gold lead, meaning absolutely nothing as LR roll through the LFL. France turns silent, and Britain roars to life in yet another EMEA Masters. It's a dive turned ace again. The Rats continue to run.
A collapse onto top side with Baus just dribbling on them. The E-flash onto 2 as well afterwards. I mean, it's such a nice ending. Such a stomp, honestly, the last 2 games. First game was quite contested, but I feel like Los Ratones have made a statement here.
It's not going to end here, though. It's 15 seconds. Unless they continue on, DOS is going to try and slow it down. The reason I say that is this because they are. You reckon they keep going? 10 seconds? You know, correct me. I'm happy to be wrong. I think a lot of people were. They look shaky in the lead-up, but you come into a semi-finals, and as the Rats, you don't miss. 3-0, the LFL's first seed Contested, no. Not even a scratch. The Nexus is banned. And the Rats return to defend their grand finals.
Absolutely clinical. Outside of the 5 bow steps, he played really well, by the way. And it was just in general.
I just feel like there were like so many things that I was expecting to see from that BK ROG team. You know, their aggression, their goofy plays, just going over aggressive and then just like trying to bring the game back. And that's like, I think I caught a glimpse of it in that game number 3 where they were like really trying to make plays. But I just felt like they were doing them at the wrong times. You know, there were no neutral objectives to take. There were no towers to take down. It was like just trying to get kills for the sake of just trying to get even, right, with Los Ratones. And I feel like it doesn't work like that versus Los Ratones. They're very good at macro.
Yeah, I think the big thing is, for me, is how well the mid jungle played in that last game. Having the Ahri Lee Sin constantly attack the control mage in side lane was really, really painful to tackle the immobility. And I think on the side of BKR, not shadowing, offering deep vision, you know, so that Mel can walk up and farm safely, like when Los Ratones plays with a Hui, was problematic.
As we look into a little bit of what happened in the previous game, we talked about this on the Green Room Trouble. Nemesis on this series.
Oh, he was astro gliding.
Absurd.
Like it felt like this Ahri. You know how? Did anyone watch like Box Riven when he was like really insane and it looked like and it looked like that Riven was floating on the rift. Like that was my impression of Nemesis on that Ahri, particularly in this play right here where they'll find Baus. That's a 1-person knock up from the Nico and that's on Baus. Doesn't matter. They've picked off the and just look at Nemesis. He's literally closed the distance between 3 screens and he keeps going. He gets the tip of the charm as well. You guys don't see it because don't get a kill, but a fantastic performance by Nemesis. I think he had 3 kills overall in the entire series, and all 3 went away. Didn't die on Syndra, didn't die on Ahri.
I would say, undoubt on him being MVP. 100%.
Nemesis?
Nemesis is the MVP. We highlighted the
I'd argue for Velia as well.
I think Velia played really well. I just think over the last 3 series, I've been such a Nemesis fanboy. I think he's been playing so damn good. From the Vladimir series, from the Zillion
top
comp,
damage,
and
wow,
now, and Ahri. That is impressive. That is really impressive.
Okay, it's back on the menu.
Yeah.
Look, Baus keeps dying, but...
You're gonna cook Velia or what?
No, well, they cooked. I think they cooked. I think they got the number of BKR. I really want to talk with them to understand a little bit more on how they set up this versus the first seed of LFL. I didn't get to see that personality that BKR were capable of bringing on the LFL, how they won the first seed as well. You defended them on the pre-show.
Yeah, I did.
You didn't get to see what... Okay, where's the scouting?
Okay, look, listen, you saw a tiny glimpse of it. Like a tiny peck of it in the bottom dive with the Mel flash snare into outplaying the dive. I also think he wasn't set up for success this game. I think he had a really hard time playing against multiple members, and that made it really hard for the Hui to play in general. But we saw the value in his pick with the Charm Reflex, right? But yeah, it just was a bit disappointing. I think my analysis at the start of the day, coming to you guys, was when they look good, they look really good. But when they look bad, they look really bad, right? And things just go downhill a lot because they contest everything. And it doesn't work out mechanically.
And I feel like for Omen as well, I mean, your work is cut out for you, right? You have to go against Nemesis. I think he's one of the most lane-dominant mid laners that there are. I'm just going to exclude like anything else. Like playing against Nemesis in lane is a pain in the ass, straight up. So
it is. Hey, Los Ratones win 3-0 at the moment, so let's talk with them. And we have the Messi of League returning for another interview. Baus, oh, look at him. He's locked in. He's still locked in, by the way. Congratulations. 3-0 versus first seed of LFL. What do you have to say about that? First impressions.
Hello. Thank you very much. Thank you. I'm feeling great. Feeling good. 3-0, of course, is a stomp, but, you know, it is to be expected. We came into this feeling very confident. So 3-0, we're happy. Feeling happy.
Hello, Baus. Congrats also on making your 2nd finals in a row, back-to-back for EMEA Masters. You said you came into this series feeling pretty confident. I want to take you to the previous series. We didn't get to have a chat about that one, the Boost Gate series. Game 5, B1 Volibear, D-Shield first item, Chain Vest after this. I can say, why have you changed?
Well, you know, it's a I don't know. I think it's Kadrol's doing. I think it's Kadrol. He's been putting Ghost in my head. I'm now buying items I don't want to build. I'm playing playstyle I don't want to play. I'm dropping waves. You know. So you can blame Kadrol for that one.
All right, so it wasn't you tweaking. We can just blame Kadrol.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Thank you.
Can I ask, Baus, how long did Odo last trying to tell you to build these items, to buy potions and Doran's shield and all these
Potions?
things, before he gave up? Because I'm convinced he's given up by now, right? Because
He's been trying some mean. He's been doing some mean tricks. Me and Odo, we've been. My 1v1 in lane is not the greatest, so me and Odo have been 1v1ing off stream and like trying to really learn different matchups. And he's been doing mean tricks where I will like start Doran shield and a potion, and then Odo Omne he will purposely play worse so that I'm like, oh my god, I'm just winning now. And then I'll start like a different starting item, and then he'll play like he'll really lock in and destroy me. So then he'll be like, yeah, it's because of your starting items. But I know that's not the case. I know he's trying more.
What is this mind control?
The mind games versus Balsi. What is this?
Wait, so
illegal?
does that mean his coaching is very effective?
No. I mean, he's kind of just riding the Lost Ratones player train. Like he's just kind of there. Is he really doing anything? Do coaches really do anything
Not
for a
really.
team? That's it. That is the question.
Wait, coaches do something. Sometimes they draft bad.
Hey.
That's true. That's true.
I will.
Today I didn't. Today I will give props to my coaches. I think today the coaches did a very good job. I felt very confident coming in. They prepped me well. They said this is what's gonna happen, and they were right. So shout out to the coaches.
All right. Shout out.
Just one last question from me. Something I've been curious about is in the past I mained Renekton and I liked Prowler's Claw Renekton a lot. And when they removed that, I was gutted. I just want to ask, how would you feel if they removed Protobelt? What would be your general feelings? Because I feel like you're in love with that item.
Yeah, I like Rocket Belt right now. It's nice item, very cheap, very gold efficient.
You like the dash, I feel.
If you want to bring out the numbers, but yeah, the extra dash is very nice, especially on melee champions. If you ever play a melee AP champion, look into Rocket Belt. Yeah, if Riot were to remove that item, you know, so I don't hold an item in League of Legends very close to me. I'm sorry, like you did with Prowler's Claw Renekton. I don't know what kind of relationship you had with Prowler's Claw Renekton, but I don't feel the same way with an item in League of Legends.
Got it.
You guys are not the same.
Yeah,
I'm the same.
Hey, Baus, let's go back to the way you're building like your career and all that. You keep breaking records, by the way. You just broke another one, which is the most amount of deaths and winning a series versus Boostgate. So you died 26 times and you still won. 28. Yeah, you died 28 times and you still won it. How do you feel breaking records left and right?
Yeah, I mean it's these opponents I'm playing versus. I'm telling you, they're out to get me. Like I don't. The thing is, I'm queuing up solo queue, 2 deaths, 3 deaths. I'm popping off. I'm going 12 and 2. You know, 13 and maybe pushing 4 deaths.
Who are
and then
you
coming into these competitive. I'm coming into these competitive games, and they're just out to get me. It feels like they're just 4-manning, 5-manning me all the time. It's ridiculous.
He's right. He's right.
He's straight up lying. I've seen his counter. He has a death counter in his stream.
There's no proof of that, Treble. There's no proof.
There's no proof.
Balsi, one more question for you. And you know I'm a viewer. You know I'm always there. My question to you is, when we were talking about Barca, you know what happened, the 2-0 versus
yeah.
We don't talk about it, but it happened. I remember you saying like, I don't want to play versus that top laner again. Someone has to kick them out. What would happen if you face them on finals? Because that could happen.
I mean, we have the buff. Like that's the thing. When we played versus them last time, if we lose, we're not out. If we lose now, we lose for real.
True.
And I have this thing where it actually matters. I don't care when the games when there's loser bracket, when we can lose a game and we're fine. I don't care about the game then. I'm just trolling. But now when it actually matters, I'm just gonna lock in and it's gonna be completely fine. We're not gonna be losing versus them again.
You need to win this back to back to get the gold rat, by the way. You would win everything. That would be the golden rule.
And we will.
For them. Yeah, tell me.
All right, then. Quick
Okay.
question. Quick
Oh.
question.
Oh, boy.
Baus,
Oh.
you already made finals. There's another semifinal tomorrow. Barcelona versus KC Blue.
Ooh, predictions.
Who do you want to face in the finals? Do you want revenge versus Barcelona, or do you want to beat KCB? Because they beat you as well in winter groups.
Yeah.
They've both beaten you guys in winter groups and in spring group.
Pick one.
Pick
Yeah,
one.
it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who we're playing with. We're gonna win either way. The thing is, I don't really know who these. I don't know who's playing on. I think Barcelona. I know that top laner, and he's like really good. Who's the top laner for KCB again?
Mainta.
Mainta.
It's Mainta.
Oh, he's really good too. He's actually really good too. Okay.
Wait, hold up.
Who do you want to beat up? Pick it.
I think it's like we kind of want to play Barca because they beat us now, but I also kind of want to play KCB because they're like I don't know. I think they have like a huge audience, so it's gonna be like hyped up. But yeah, I think either way it's gonna be a lot of fun, and hope the better team wins on the day.
I love
Well,
it.
Which will be you.
Will be what happens.
Which will be Los Ratones, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. At the end of the day, we all know that one. Hey, big shout out to you. Like the comeback history from the lower bracket, everything has been smooth. Any last words before we wrap up the interview? What do you want to say to everybody who's been following you, the believers, not the hate watchers?
Hate watchers. I don't have any of
Well,
those. No, I mean, thank you for supporting me. Of course, I want to give a special shout out to BKR, the opponents today. Want to give a shout out, but I want to give a special shout out to the top laner Shigenda. This guy is probably one of the best laners I've ever played against. I haven't played against him that much, but I looked through a lot of his games before the game today, and he's just a really solid player. That's kind of the only worry I had today, is that I was gonna get gapped by him because I didn't think we were gonna lose. It's just that guy. He's a really solid player. So shout out to Shigenda, and
Hey,
you know,
that's really nice.
that's
Thank
all
you
for
so
me.
much. Hey, boss, best of luck for finals. Let's see if you can get back-to-back EMEA Masters. I'll see you soon, boss.
Oh, thank you. Bye bye. Take care,
Bye-bye.
guys.
Thank you.
I told you. What did I tell you?